Hey, Grandma, it's almost end of the month. You get that Social Security check yet? Medication, medication. It's always medication with you. I need that check. I got to buy this little SOFI dip here tomorrow morning. Come on, Grandma. You're ducking me. You're ducking me. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I was just discussing the possibility of some short-term bridge financing with a trusted business associate. My name is DannyDealz. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more on behalf of Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen and blah, blah, blah. We'd like to thank you for blah, blah, blah. Hey, thanks for nothing, guys. I'm not going to thank you for tuning in. Watch if you want to. Don't like or subscribe. I don't need the affirmation. It's not going to help me. Okay, guys, do what you want to do. Watch, don't watch, go watch cat videos. I don't give a rat's patoot. But if you're going to hang around, guys, let's talk SoFi stock, ticker symbol SOFI. The SoFi stock was down 12 cents on the day, or 1.27%. Back up 5 cents after hours, guys. It's July 25th, 2025. It's 2:15 p.m. 1 hour and 15 minutes after market out here in beautiful Los Angeles, 5:15 out in NYC. Hope it's a great day wherever you are. Guys, volume was moderate today at 38 million shares. We saw heavy volume sort of in that second quarter of the trading day. It sort of died in the afternoon there and then picked back up in the last hour. So this was basically the mountain and hump that we see a lot of days, except it just had a few more peaks, but it followed that same basic pattern of heavy volatility at market open. And then even with some peaks, guys, from 10:30 all the way across to basically 3 p.m. we saw the hump, then just an algo sell-off, guys, from basically straight from 950 to close at 933. We saw a straight 45-degree line, and it basically looked like the algo was gonna dump and sell as many shares as it needed to. Guys, very strange things afoot with the short interest. We see the short either increasing or hanging on at 15% of the free float. But we see the shares on loan plummeting. We see cost to borrow max today spike to 14%, but we see utilization down to 36%. The only thing that makes sense to me, guys, is companies that were short long, that were basically hedging their short position with long shares or hedging their long shares with a short position, just depending on the ratio, however you want to look at it. Basically, I think some of those people have to just be dumping the long shares and maintaining the short position, basically going naked short against the stock. Otherwise, that math just doesn't add up to me, because we had 240 million shares on loan a few months back, and the short interest was about 11%. Now the short interest is 15%. We only have just over 100 million shares on loan. So, guys, I need somebody smarter than me. Dr. Bob, Klaus, anybody out there with a triple digit IQ that could explain to me what in the Sam hell is going on. Guys, if you watched my live stream earlier, I would highly recommend this article from Seeking Alpha, July 25th, Wealth Insights. Goes over the numbers, the growth, why this author thinks SoFi is undervalued, key things to watch out for in the next earnings. Basically, one of the things I would just really draw your attention to is these basically reserve ratios that banks are required to maintain. Um, just for instance, I don't know what all of these mean, but the CITI risk-based capital required minimum is 7%. SoFi is 13. Tier 1 risk, 8.5%. SoFi is 13. Total risk capital max is 10.5. SoFi is 13.6. Tier 1 leverage max is 4. SoFi is 14. So all of these things, and then that's SoFi Bank, and then SoFi Technologies, it's even much greater ratios. So the 7 the 7 that's required, SoFi's at 18, 8.5 that's required, SoFi's at 18, 10.5 that's required, SoFi's at 18. So basically, SoFi is not leveraged nearly as far as they could be. And everybody's talking about all the bears and FUD spreading douchebags like the Chia Pet. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, some of these other turds, the bologna sandwich over at Compass Point. That forehead wants to talk about, how SoFi might need to raise money, is in trouble. It's just not there, folks. SoFi could make billions of dollars more in loans without raising any more money. They also have a large credit facility that's like halfway tapped out. So, SoFi is not in any financial trouble. This article runs through it in great detail. And again, I would highly recommend you head on over to Seeking Alpha and take a look at it. Guys, just want to give you a quick update on the chart. This is really shaping up. And I'm not one of these guys that likes to always call out wedges, but guys, the price action is getting tighter and tighter. I've been telling you for, the last week plus that $9.41 was a key level. It was resistance a number of times, then it flipped to support once, twice, three times, four times, five times, six times. The question is today, guys, as we break down below that level, are we going to pop back up into this channel, or is the stock just going to break all the way down? I think we're just going to trade sideways into earnings. I don't think there's going to be that much of a run up. I did previously say the stock was going to move up over $10 before earnings, but with what I'm seeing today, guys, they're going to attack the stock, pull all the volume out, and just try to pretend that earnings aren't coming up, basically keep a lid on the stock, keep the excitement out of the stock. You saw Upstart run up 17% today. I think Affirm was up 4 or 5%. SoFi was up a bit more earlier in the day, and then of course they just completely attacked it at the end of the day to complete that mountain and hump pattern that some of these humps and shorts and turds and bears are just so fond of. But guys, one of the things I'd like to point out, not only are these lines in green extremely accurate, and they're coming down to basically put a pressure on this blue zone that conveniently coincides very close to the earnings report. The earnings report will be like right here at the change of days. So you can see, guys, this chart is very accurate, comes down on top. If you pull out even further, guys, this chart, if you take out some of these low points, some of these attacks, it respects this lower bound way, way back, even comes all the way back and catches this data point back here. So I really like this lower line, guys. If the stock can recover and get back into this channel, this wedge, I think it has an excellent chance of moving up after the ER. You have not seen any appetite for selling the SoFi stock below this sort of level right here. It just gets higher and higher, guys. You can see it. You can see it over the last 2 to 3 weeks that as we move up, guys, it's just, we're here, we're here. We're here, here, and then where are we going to be, guys? This to me is still a pretty good uptrend, but it's just a question of, what are market makers going to do with the stock? We can't control that until we make a net profit. Our fate is not in our own hands. We don't have any legitimate multiples to go off. All we have is the growth story. All we have is the truth. All we have is the numbers. But, FUD can be more powerful than truth at times, particularly when you're losing money, because when you're losing money, it's very easy to create a negative narrative. But this is what I'm seeing with the chart, guys. I'm just seeing things get tighter and tighter. I'm seeing the stock make lower highs and higher lows, and that's basically all leading to this earnings date. It's all setting up perfectly. Something's going to have to give. They're already attacking the stock right now on a Tuesday. I don't really think they're attacking options. Yes, the options are going way down, and yes, the volume of options increased. They suckered people in the morning, but I don't think market makers were really in on those options. I think they were planning this to go ahead and go after the stock perhaps this week instead of next week. How well it will work and how deep do they want to go? What is the conviction level of the shorts and bears? That remains to be seen. I'm predicting a 2 to 3 cent per share loss, hoping for 1 to 2 cents, but really my number is right there in that 2 to 3 cent range. I think that would set us up to at least break even in Q3, which has been my prediction, either a break even or a 1 cent green quarter in Q3. Absent that, I think we will definitely make a profit in Q4. I think everything's been heading in that direction. Noto and LaPointe are in command of the numbers. The chart looks very, very solid. Money flowing back into fintech. Banks have done well the last couple of days. I noticed JP Morgan and Bank of America were up solidly today, despite Bank of America's atrocious losses on their bond portfolio. Just horrible, horrible decisions by Bank of America. I lost $100 billion on just. Why would you put all your capital into long duration bonds making almost no interest that you can't get out of? It's incredibly stupid. Yeah, let's tie up all our money in these really safe investments that don't earn any interest, and interest rates will never go. But that's how stupid and arrogant these big banks are. They just make these horrible decisions, take these huge write downs at the expense of their shareholders, but it doesn't matter because banks make so much interest income and fee income and late payment income in a high interest rate environment. And that's what companies like these big mega banks do. They bilk their poor customers, their middle class customers, their upper middle class customers for every penny they can get. The only customers they cater to, give good service to, are the wealthy and the powerful, and everyone else can just basically go fuck themselves. Well, it's SoFi. We don't tell you to go fuck yourself. We tell you to come on in. We're going to put you on the wheel strategy, sell you a bunch of financial products and services, make a healthy profit off of you, but treat you right, guys. SoFi is going to treat you right. They're going to pay you the highest interest rate in the industry. One of them, they're going to do no fees. They're going to give you flexibility. They're going to give you huge bonuses if you bring in more people. They're going to give you an incredible interest rate if you do direct deposit. Everything is there at your fingertips, guys. This is your bank. This is your brokerage for life. This is all your loans. This is your mortgage. This is going to be your insurance, your travel, your car, your everything, guys. We are going to be everywhere. We are going to be doing everything. Like Lindell Global. If you've ever seen the movie The Other Guys with Will Ferrell, Lindell Global. We are everywhere. Lindell Global. Or whatever that was. But in any case, guys, that's the chart. I don't want to go on and on. What do you guys think about the ER? What do you guys think is going to happen the rest of next week? I was confident we're going to see a move up, guys, but I saw market makers suck all the volume out of the stock and do sort of one of their low volume, passive aggressive attacks today. I think we are going to struggle to make those $9.50 call options pay by the end of the week. I think market makers are basically kind of whistling past the graveyard, burying their head in the sand and saying, listen, if earnings are not stellar, we're going to be fine because we are going to attack the stock with the Chia Pet army with all of the FUD and turd appeal we can muster. We'll get some pasty, dishonest, zero-star analysts to come out and bash the SoFi stock with a bunch of made-up lies, innuendo, and speculation, but it will be enough to scare the hell out of retail. So even if we are completely wrong and have our noses wide open, we won't get hurt too bad because we can just fake our way through anything, because that's what the shorts and bears do. Even if earnings are good, even if the company is doing everything pretty much right and performing well, they will create a false narrative to attack the stock because they hate the SoFi stock because SoFi is taking their customers, their deposits, their business. None of these banks are growing. SoFi is actually opening more new personal checking accounts than Wells Fargo as an aggregate, not as a percentage or ratio based on their size, but in absolute numbers. It's extraordinary. Wells Fargo is dying before our eyes, and SoFi is rising like a phoenix. Guys, it's strong arm trading. Let me get my flex on. Guys, SoFi, is it going to get its flex on tomorrow on a Wednesday, July 26th, or is it going to go meekly into that good night? We don't know. We are only spectators. The market makers are in charge of the stock. We can only respond to what they do, control our emotions, not panic sell, not set ill-advised stop losses that allow them to take advantage and force us to buy back higher. But in fact, keep our nerve, keep our wits, and unless there is some big change in the thesis, some big actual negative data that comes out about the stock, not FUD, not speculation, data that comes out about the stock. Hold your shares, add these dips. At least that's what I'm doing, guys. This is not financial advice. I would never to venture to tell you what to do, but all I can say, guys, market makers changed it up. If they were going to do a short attack next week after earnings, I would have expected them to run the stock up a little bit today, suck people in on more long shares, more options, so that when they do that short attack, they can make it pay, and there's more people to dump and panic sell, and stop losses they're down to make them more money. For instance, last time they went from $6.50 down to 5, and then 4.50, and this time I would have expected them to go from maybe run it up to $9.65, $9.75, and then maybe attack it down into the sevens. But who knows, guys? With the SOFI stock, the bears and shorts are lurking behind every corner. And just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get me. Guys, my name is DannyDealz. This is the SOFI stock, ticker symbol SOFI. Tell me down in the comments, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? What do you think is going to happen by Friday? What do you think the earnings report's going to say? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you see? What do you know? Who's your mom? Anyway, guys, I'm a little bit loopy. I got to get back to work. Thanks for watching. It's 2:30 p.m. out here in Los Angeles, July 25th. SoFi stock. We'll talk at you again tomorrow for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. It's been such a pleasure and an honor talking to you today. Not really. You guys are turds. Bye.